Juan Mendez Scott's #1 fan, Chapter 2. Debbie. I couldn't wait to verbally snatch a knot in his ass when he got home. I was sitting in my favorite love seat, its plush cushions enveloping me in the sitting area of our bedroom, the scent of lavender lingering from the diffuser on the dresser. The evening light filtered through the lace curtains, casting a soft golden hue around the room. Sidney stomped up the steps, the sound of his sneakers echoing off the hardwood, and walked in, looking utterly spent from basketball practice. Sidney Smart had a muscular, model-like face, with big brown eyes that always seemed on the verge of panic, and smooth chocolate skin. His short, wavy hair glistened with sweat. He always talked as if he was whining about something or on the brink of tears, a trait that surely stemmed from his strict, overbearing mother, who was constantly on his case. She punished him frequently while simultaneously spoiling him, ensuring he had everything he could ever want. This constant need for attention, when not met by his mother, had to be filled by someone else, a habit that grated on my nerves. Despite his casual attire, always t-shirts and jeans, he looked like he could grace the cover of GQ magazine. On the basketball court, he was a god, his prowess undeniable for a man just over 6 feet tall, and I wasn't about to hinder his rise to superstardom. Half of that fame and money was mine. I wasn't going to stop him. Usually I would have Sidney's dinner ready when he got home, but that was about it. While he was engrossed in games or movies in the theater room or playing that damn noisy PlayStation, I was either reading, cleaning up my kitchen, or heading to bed. There was a time when I'd offer him intimacy whenever he wanted, but now I just ignored him, going straight to sleep. I knew he was getting it from someone else anyway. "Sidney, we need to talk," I said, not taking my eyes off the words in the book I was engrossed in. "Yeah, I was calling you on my way home from practice in case you needed anything and I didn't get an answer," he said in that sad, always apologetic nasal tone of his. "I called you on the home phone and your cell phone." "Because I turned them off," I replied, my eyes still glued to the pages. I was trying to stay calm, but I was a time bomb about to go off in Sidney's ass. "Why?" he asked, looking sad and sappy, standing before me as if I was a judge about to sentence him to death. Sidney always had a keen sense whenever I was pissed about something. He always knew when he was about to get it. Finally, I slammed the book shut with a loud pop. I could hear Sidney's scared little heart beating like crazy because he knew and could feel the hell I was about to raise. Some woman, keeps calling here threatening me," I said, raising my voice and slamming the book down beside me. "Who? How the hell am I supposed to know?" Sidney stood there, afraid to move an inch, trying to figure it all out. I could see by the way his eyes were wandering around that he was worried. "Wonder how she got the number," Sidney said, staring deep into our plush tan rug. "And I'm wondering who she is." "She didn't say who she was?" "Yeah, something about being your #1 fan," I said, staring deep into Sidney's eyes, just in case I could read any guilt of him having slipped into another clumsy one-night stand. He frowned and finally looked up at me. "#1 fan? It's probably one of your girlfriends, Sidney," I said, with no emotion, still staring into his eyes. "Come on, let's not start that," he said, slumping over and ready to beg for his life. "What do you mean, let's not start that?" "Debbie, I'm not messing around. I'm not into that anymore. I'm trying to be a good husband. I'm trying to have kids, all that. But you're not communicating with me." I raised up from the chair and yelled, "How can we communicate and have kids when you're on the road all the damn time or hanging at some club with your hoe-ass teammates?" "Debbie, playing ball happens to be what I do for a living, how I pay our bills so that we can live comfortably. Being on the road is part of the deal." "Yeah, well, this is part of the deal too. Whoever the bitch is that's calling here, if it's one of your girlfriends playing around on my phone with me, I'm going on ahead with the divorce and clean the house with your ass. I'm not going to be going through the bullshit of some bitch calling here threatening to kill me." Tears welled up in Sidney's eyes as he put his hands out to me to explain and beg. "Debbie, I don't know who it is calling here threatening you. I'm not messing around. Yeah, you better not be messing around, I said, snatching my book up from the chair, still glaring into his eyes like a deranged pit bull about to rip his throat out. You better not be. And like I said, if you should find yourself fucking around on me, please, do not get too attached to that new contract you just signed. I continued reading, not looking at Sydney anymore that night. Sydney stood there for a moment, and I could almost hear that little brain of his trying to figure out which one of those hoes he fucked went through his cell phone while he was sleeping it off. Finally, after he couldn't come up with anything or any other lame-ass excuse, his teary eyes blinked like crazy. He walked into the bathroom with his feet dragging the floor, head down, and looking like his world was about to end.